In this first congregation, we will examine shadows that don't conform to what we define as a shadow. These mysterious shadows fall into the paranormal realm, from shadows that seem to have a life of their own to one that has animal features. Speaking of which, we will begin this congregation with a photo that was captured in 2019 by Reddit user OK-cricket-4039 of a shadow-like figure that was at the end of his bed in the dark with what looks like animal features. Take a look. Since the shadow figure is barely visible, I decided to use Photoshop to highlight what appears to be its face. Here you can see its facial features that look part humanoid and part animal, including a brow ridge, eyes, nose, mouth, and chin. I want to note that the nose looks more like a snout of a dog or wolf. There is a faint appearance of ears that look like those of a canine. To me, it looks like fur or hair surrounding its face. What do you think? Is it pareidolia or is this an entity? Some commenters think it's a ghost dog, which is possible. Also, the person who took this photo said there were no pets. Here's the entire image lightened and defined. I'm not sure if this object here is part of the entity. I think this dog-like creature is a demon because Reddit user OK-cricket-4039 experienced sleep paralysis at that time, which is indicative of a demonic presence. Years ago, I experienced sleep paralysis and it would happen at night in my bed. I would wake up with a feeling of pressure on my chest and I couldn't move my body. This feeling of your mind being awake but not being able to move your body is terrifying. Even in the morning after sunrise, sleep paralysis was still affecting me. With my mind awake and my body paralyzed, I would have to fight to get my body to move. This went on for weeks. I remember one night while I experienced the pressure on my chest and sleep paralysis, I could hear a voice telling me, "I am the terrorizer." That's when I knew it was a demon. When I realized what it was, I prayed to the Lord day and night to make it stop, and eventually it stopped. Do you think this creature in the photo is a demon or the ghost of a dog that had long since passed away in that house? In the following home surveillance video, posted by Paul Goddard on Facebook, a shadow-like figure was caught peeking around the corner of a hallway entrance. Let's have a look. Paul Goddard received a call from a local police chief back in December of 2025 about the camera footage and was asked to find someone to investigate what was occurring in that family's house. It was mentioned that there are police officers within that family network, so that would explain the police chief's involvement. Goddard found a local paranormal expert and contacted the family. The family disclosed that the paranormal activity had been going on for 5 years, including poltergeist activity, such as doors and cabinet doors slamming by themselves, and friends of Goddard who had been hanging out with the homeowner witnessed things flying and banging around the room they were playing video games in. A male shadow figure with a hat had been seen standing beside a bed and at one point touched someone's foot with a pinky finger and left them paralyzed and powerless to speak. It had been revealed that this paranormal activity happened in the previous home they lived in, so the entity had followed them to their current home. Based on the black shadows seen in the camera footage and the description of the paranormal activity, I think this is a demon. I will search for any updates on how the paranormal investigation turned out and if they managed to rid the family of this thing. This next clip is astonishing and was recorded by a home surveillance camera showing what appears to be a very hyperactive dark shadow person running across a hallway. Let's have a look. The shadow looks humanoid, and I get the impression that it's female judging by its movements and form, which all look feminine to me. The fact that it's running tells me it's either fleeing from something or someone, or it knows about the surveillance camera and doesn't want to be recorded. The fact that it ran through a solid wall is incredible, and gives me the impression that it's either a spiritual being such as a ghost, or an extraterrestrial that has the capability to travel interdimensionally. Its speed is remarkable, and suggests that it's from a higher dimension, because there are theories that the reason we can't see the next dimensions is because they're at a higher frequency than ours, which theoretically explains why these beings are incredibly fast. I screenshot the apparition from different zoomed in frames to get a better look at it. Unfortunately, the zoomed in screenshots are blurry. Whatever it is, it gave the dog quite a scare. I think it's a human ghost. Let me know your theories on what this being could be. In this next clip, posted by Reddit user inevitable_arm_1616, shows a small shadow seemingly playing peekaboo from underneath the truck on a rainy night. Take a look. That shadow appears to be playing with that guy by repeatedly poking its shadowy head out and then hiding. Some commenters think it's the shadow of a cat or rabbit because it looks like it has ears. I'm not so sure since no animal is seen scurrying away or near the fence after the cameraman walks around the truck. What do you think? Was it the shadow of an animal or perhaps a spiritual entity that was bored and decided to have fun with that guy? In the final clip of this congregation, posted by Reddit user dry-selection421, we will see what appears to be a black shadow flying in the skies above Tel Aviv, Israel. Have a look.
The fuck is this shit? Look at that. Look at that. Of the incoming projectiles were intercepted. What the fuck is this shit? Look at that. Look at that. Of the incoming projectiles were intercepted. What the fuck is this shit? Look at that. Look at that. Of the incoming projectiles were intercepted. What the fuck is this shit? Look at that. Look at that.
A shadowy-looking phantom can be seen making flight maneuvers above the Tel Aviv skyline. What in the world could this be? Is this a mere coincidence that this sinister-looking apparition shows up during the conflict between Israel and Iran? Or is this thing death coming to collect souls? Tell me what you think. In the second congregation, we will explore unexplainable little creatures caught on camera in different environments, such as homes, outdoors, and establishments. And to start off this congregation, we will see some sort of little creature hightailing it out of a bar in Singapore. Let's begin. A bar stool topples over and hits the floor seemingly all on its own, and after one of the men picks it up and everybody is distracted and baffled by what occurred, a tiny humanoid-like creature suddenly materializes behind the men, scurries past him and out of the bar unnoticed. What first strikes me about the little creature is its gait. Did you notice how strange its gait is? It doesn't look natural. It looks more cartoonish to me. Did it tip the bar stool over as a prank? Was it a mischievous goblin or ghost? Let me know what you think it is. This next clip contains surveillance camera footage of two tiny creatures interacting near the corner of a building. Let's take a look. I don't have the source of this video, so where it took place, when it happened, and who the footage belongs to is not known. This video is interesting as it shows two bipedal dwarfish creatures communicating with each other, walking around the area, and suddenly at the end of the video, one of the little beings shoots what resembles flares from a flare gun, or one could even compare it to looking like lasers from a laser gun, like what you would see in a sci-fi movie. This video looks authentic to me, but I know some would argue that it's AI, which is possible. If this video is genuine, then what on earth are these little creatures, and what is it that one of them is shooting? And what is it shooting from? Is it from a device or from its own corporeal form? Let me know your theories. I came across this next video with no source given, but a description states that the person who recorded it claimed it felt like someone had been going into the room, so they set their phone camera to record and captured the following. Most of the commenters think it's fake. The clip does have cuts in it, so that could be the case. But the person who recorded it did mention that they trimmed the video to make it shorter, since it was so lengthy. Unfortunately, the video quality is poor, but a tiny figure can be seen manifesting in and out of view. From what I can tell, it looks as though it's wearing a pointed hat and some sort of gown. What do you see? Is this a magical creature with the ability to materialize and disappear at will? Or is this a video edited hoax? Let me know your opinions. This next clip is many years old, but what is caught in the camera footage is impressive and belongs among this congregation of little creatures. Take a look.
No se puede. Búscalo. Que te ayude. No.
The country this took place in is not known, but the mother of this child is speaking Spanish, so it could be somewhere in Latin America, or even here in the United States. In Latin American folklore, a little creature such as this would be called a duende, which means elf or goblin in Spanish. Is this a duende running through the room, or very good CGI? I must say its movement looks fluid and realistic, so there is no sign of obvious animation from CGI. Let me know if you think this is real or fake. In the final clip of this congregation, we will see impressive surveillance camera footage of an unknown miniature figure walking briskly across a dirt road on a farm in Monterrey, Mexico, back on December 1st, 2021. Let's take a look. This little humanoid-looking creature can't be more than 2 feet tall and appears to be wearing a robe. Unfortunately, it's too far away from the camera to get any definitive features. The first thing that comes to mind is that it could be a human with primordial dwarfism, which is a rare genetic disorder that stunts the growth of a person beginning in the womb, resulting in an extremely small but proportionate body, usually growing approximately 3 feet tall or shorter. Or could this be a duende, which is a goblin of Latin American folklore? If you like my content, please subscribe, like, and share, which is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching.